Religions do not simply disappear, they rather change or fade into the background. In the history of religion, there is often talk of winners and losers when a new religion replaces an old one. But it is not that simple. Although many religions see themselves as winners, it is usually futile to search for religions that felt like losers. When the old scriptures no longer have any meaning, the world of gods has become irrelevant, and the old rituals no longer have any significance, and new rituals, scriptures, or gods take their place, then the priority has changed. There may still be numerous references to the old religion, but in fact a new religion has emerged. For example, the date of the Christian Easter may coincide with the Passover of the Israelites, but the content is different. One celebrates the resurrection of its Messiah, the other the Exodus from Egypt. And it is certainly no coincidence that Easter coincides with the festival of the pagan goddess Ostara. Even the old pagan custom of egg hunting has survived to this day. In most cases, the end of a religion is a very slow process in which some elements of the religion gradually become less important or disappear altogether, while other elements are added. Individuals are not aware that they are breaking away from an old tradition. They still feel as if they are practicing the religion they are accustomed to, as it is at that time and place. The new ideas do not lead to an abrupt break with the old tradition. The transition is slow and almost imperceptible. What is not left behind but carried over into the new religion is the common thread that connects the old and the new religion. The process of change is so slow that one cannot speak of a victory. It is more of a slow and long-lasting handover. Thus, there is virtually no evidence in the history of Christianization that the ancient Romans, Greeks, or Germanic peoples felt they were the losers of religious history. In contrast to today, where warnings about the loss of Christianity are heard time and again. But when a religion is only practiced at Christmas, or when Catholics no longer know which saints are responsible for which areas of life, then you see signs that a religion is changing. And these processes of change can lead to the complete disappearance of a religion. In practice, this leads, for example, to religious sites being converted into museums, often with the involvement of the last representatives of the religion, because this is the only way to say something that remains of it. Strangely enough, religions never disappear completely, but always leave their mark and influence their successors. But what factors lead to the decline of a religion? Secularization and modernization can make traditional religions' views and practices losing their significance. This can be observed in many countries in the Western world. The dissemination of information and different opinions through modern means of communication can also push traditional religious views into the background. If the relevance of scriptures, gods, or rituals changes, and they are replaced by other aspects, such as ethical principles or personal spirituality, this can accelerate the decline of the original religious forms. Socioeconomic conditions can also play a role, as religiosity declines in societies with low social inequality and a good quality of life. Conversely, religions often find more support in countries with high social inequality and existential fears. Instead of disappearing, however, some religions are adapting. For example, they could be seeking to connect with pop culture in order to remain relevant. Others may connect with national identities, as can be observed in India. In India, the Hindutva movement in particular is striving to recreate a single Hindu nation. But religious teachings themselves can also change by adopting new interpretations in order to remain attractive to followers. The survival of a religion ultimately depends on its ability to respond to new trends. For example, the lack of popular support may have been one reason for the widespread disappearance of the old Germanic pantheon. The gods themselves were unreachable anyway. If a believer wanted to gain their favor, he had to make an offering, which usually consisted of animals, occasionally meat, and more rarely plant-based foods. The offering had to be handed over to the local priest, who took it to the sacred grove, which only he was allowed to enter. No one but him knew what happened there, a rule that was anything but close to the people. Christianity, on the other hand, gave believers the opportunity to attend gatherings, which in the early days were still held in private homes, as there were no churches yet. There they were told how the God of Christianity had come into the world as a human being. It couldn't be more close to the people. In the end, it was probably the participatory culture that developed from this that led to the success of Christianity. But Germanic religion still exists today, even if the public is not aware of it. Many customs were incorporated into Christianity, such as the Ostara festival, or they exist as traditions such as carnival or solstice celebrations. Thus, the old gods also continue to exist, even if many people are no longer aware of them.